So we're back in Duel Links for the brand new Duel Domination event. There's a brand new box announced. We've got a structure coming on the 21st, the campaign for Road to Worlds Part 2 of Crimson Dragon, that's on the 21st, potentially some more down the line. But also, as a surprise announcement today, is the release of Tiger to the Gate. This is like 5 days after Yuka. This never really happens, and this is a really big deal, because now we're done with all of our pre-DM World characters. Right, pre the update in September, we're now done, and so now it's just waiting on Noah, who is currently at 230 days since release to Gate Unlock. So I assume we're not going to get one before the end of the Road Towards campaign and the Road Towards qualifiers, right? So that's mid-June, which means Noah is probably going to go to 260 days-ish before the unlock happens. Now, hopefully they hit that, and then we haven't got this massive gap between Noah coming to the gate and Emi coming to the gate, because that then brings the whole average down, and hopefully that happens. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a bit disappointing. So it's a good thing we've got Tiger now. However, we aren't out of the clear yet. Things are still worse than they were last year, and the year before, and the year before that. We've also got a brand new main box announced, which is a bit of a weird one. It's releasing on the 21st, right? And of course has Red Super No Dragon, we've got Labyrinth coming, we've got Sprite, we've got Centurion, but there's some weird things happening. Sprite is coming basically full power. I think they're getting the Sprite Elf in the skill, and from what I've seen, people aren't looking too fondly at Sprite overall in Duel Links. Maybe they are more of a deck that is designed for Master Duel, rather than being good in Duel Links, just they are the next lore deck in the branded lore, so that makes sense to come. That makes sense. Labyrinth is also a weird one, because in Duel Links China we saw they got a brand new skill, and they got everything. Lady Labyrinth, they got the Arash Labyrinth Butler as well. In Global, we're getting none of that. There's no brand new skill. We've got basically all of like the first wave of Labyrinth, but Lady Labyrinth and Arias came later. This Limit 1 makes no sense at all. This one is like never really seen play in the TCG, so in Duel Links I don't really know why it would have. Of course we knew about Chaos Angel, we knew about Masquerena, and we assumed we would be getting some more Synchron support. Alongside the structure deck, we're getting Stellar Synchron, we're getting Shining Star Dragon. All of those are very nice to see. Now, the one weird theme is Centurion, right? Which, again, if you play Master, you will know is a really solid synchro deck. And we're getting Primera as ultra rare. We're getting Primera Primus as super rare. Trudea, we're getting Standard Centurion. And then it all kind of falls apart because there's half the deck type missing, like MS6 or Chimera or, Wake Up Centurion. However, you may notice there's no normals for Centurion. There's normals for Sprite and for Labyrinth for new cards, but nothing for Centurion. And also notice, there's only 32 cards here, when usually, in a main box, we have 42 normals. So there's definitely some things going on. They may have missed out some cards announcements, so I'd imagine Centurion does come with a few more cards down from this box. Now, is the box going to be top tier meta broken? Probably being pushed a bit by the Yusei skill and support, right? Which you'd kind of expect. But I think people are looking at this as a bit disappointing, right? Labyrinth, of course, was a fanfare deck type, and in Duel Links, probably outside of like the Mikura skill, isn't going to really find a home. Sprite, people aren't finding too many things to lab with it, and Centurion, I guess, depending on the cards we get, could be the real shining star of the box in terms of like the non-anime themes. But it feels a lot like a 2022-2023 Master Duel box, right? Like if you look at it, that is like, you could look at that and go, that was a Meta Master Duel a while ago, and so that's kind of what we're getting in Duel Links now, which may not be the best thing in the world. Now there's one more thing we might be getting, and that is a anniversary box. And the reason is because there's an Effect Veil alt art now available in character duels that we can't obtain yet. Regularly hard to obtain, it's unavailable. This is weird, and it's new as of today's update, so there is a chance maybe it's in the structure deck, maybe we're getting selection box or anniversary box or something. And there's also an alt art for tuning as well. So Konami, you're trying to hide things, but you're not doing a great job. But of course, the big thing for today's update is the brand new Duel Domination event. Now, this is kind of a mix of Duelist Kingdom and Duelist Chronicles, and also the Gladiator Island from back in 2017. And that last part is not necessarily a good thing. Now, the cool thing is we're getting alt stars for Yusei, and we're getting one for Jack as well. The Jack one's available on 21st alongside the box, Yusei available today. And you get Yusei by clearing all of the bosses on here. You're getting lottery coins, you're exchanging them at the lottery I guess, and hoping you pull into some big gem pools, or you get a prismatic on your very first attempt. You'll love to see it. Now, the way the event works is that everything you do costs AP, and that AP refreshes at 1 AP every 5 minutes, or you can go and buy 50 AP using crystals at the shop, which of course does suck. Now, everything uses AP, so if I want to go here, go to the treasure room, I have to spend 10 AP to get some rewards. Now, I've got a skill here. At the start of your duel, increase your life by 2,000. So, what does that do? If you're lucky, you might get an EX skill from a treasure room. EX skills give you huge advantage, okay, sure. You can only gain 1 out of 3 of the EX skills effects from each treasure room. Okay, that's interesting. So, this one, we've got Domination Power Light. At the start of the duel, we gain 2,000, or we can buff up synchros, or we can debuff our opponent's monsters, which I think the 2,000 life one is probably going to be fine. Now, we can go to different points on the map, right, this one here, and you'll see David. David, you can duel for 10 AP. This one here has 2 of them. Again, you can duel for 10 AP. So, let's go and duel David. We're going auto-duel because I assume this event will be pretty easy to autopilot. The real big kicker is going to be how long it takes for those auto-duel APs to refresh. A full 100-point refresh takes, I believe, 8 hours. And so, you are limited on what you can play per day. Now, I don't think that's an awful thing overall. Back in 2017 with the Gladiator Island, people did not like that at all. Alongside the gem debuff that event, it was a 1-2 gut punch combo that no one really liked. Now, we've got some lorry coins reward, that's fine. We've now got the ability to go against bosses, so... oh, that's kind of cool. So, all of these duelists here are buffing the boss, right? So, if we clear out these guys, then our boss should, in theory, be easier to beat. Having no way to refresh it from just like doing standard duelists, right, is a bad thing. It only being paid leaves a really sour taste in the event's mouth, right? And just, it's something we saw back in 2017 that no one liked, and now they brought back, and hoping people don't remember it, because we've had, 8-9 years of Duel Links not really doing that kind of thing. In the long run, it won't matter. I think for people that don't play Duel Links 24/7, it's gonna suck, because if you are new to the game, you come to the game and like towards the end of the event, you want to go and actually play the event and grind it out, then you may not actually have enough AP to do the whole event in that one go. You won't do, right? You won't do. So you can't speedrun the event at the end. You've got to be playing basically every day, or spending money to actually play the event to get the ult styles, which you don't really want to miss out on because we don't know when they'll come back, right? So it's a real... It's not great. Like, it's not great. I think they could have been a bit more lenient on the AP. I think that would have been better. I think if you could like bank AP in some way also would be good. Or maybe if they do, double AP sessions, that would be a benefit they could also do. But so far, we are clearing out these duelists, right? And we're seeing what happens, right? So we'll go against Wild Dan. He's going to, I believe, gain 200. So like we're going to clear him out as well. And you're seeing we're speedrunning it, right? We're doing like the bare minimum, I guess, and we're already almost out of our AP. And I imagine bosses don't cost the same amount to duel as normal duelists. So that means to like clear you, say you're probably looking at maybe 2 to 3 days of like natural gameplay to actually get him. And we could lose here. We could lose it. We're not going to, thankfully. So we'll see. We'll see. It is a bit rough. Leo now has no benefits on him. The boss is now super duper weak. He's level 30. And so we'll see what happens after beating the boss. Because there must be some reason to want to beat them. Of course, we're getting some life. That's big. Leo probably is not going to be the biggest challenge in the world. But let's find out, right? Samo comes down. We're going to go into our Utopia and just easily clear up this first wave of opponents. Attack in, swing for lethal. Okay, Leo. Is there anything redeeming about defeating you? What do we get? So we get some coins, and that seems to be it. Some gems. Nice. But that's all. That's all. And we don't really know what's happening with these ones until we get to that point. Like, you also want to be clearing all of the stages, the entire event, right? Because there are lorry coins behind them, so you are incentivized to spend more of your AP on some areas you may not want to. It is a bit of a damper on what in theory is a cool event concept, right? Trying at least something a little bit different, rehashing some old events and making them new again. But yeah, it is a bit of a downer overall. But you know, getting 2 old styles for free, Yusei and Jack, is not too bad, right? I much prefer that than them doing the Soul Burner route where we got one of them, and it felt like that given it took an unlock slot, it felt really bad. At least with this, you've got a unique event with a bit of a drawback, but you're getting a decent chunk of gems, and of course, more reasons to play in 5D's world, which we have been sorely lacking, given there's been no new character, I believe, since Sherry, which was what? The last year? Or was Sherry the year before? I'm not too sure. We're going to be almost out of AP. Now we get the bonus effect of this one, which I don't really want to use, right? But I guess like maybe automatically gets applied. And yeah, to progress with here, you've got to defeat 2. So we are going to lose all of our AP, and then have to wait 8 hours to go and challenge Luna, to then eventually probably get to Akiza, and then that should clear the whole stage and we get Yusei, unless you have got to clear every little thing on the board before going to the next stages. But again, they only unlock after May 21st, so I don't know why we had to also include the AP meter if you were going to time get this stuff already. Right, I don't really get it. You could have just left it like a Duelist Road and it would have been fine. You know, like, is there much harm in being able to farm these characters over and over again? You could have just like made things a bit different there. Really not sure. Anyway, that's my first look, impressions, thoughts on the brand content drop. Of course, we have got the box dropping on the 21st, the structure dropping on the 21st. We've got potentially more dropping as we've seen with alt arts that they've kind of hidden, but not really. There's a lot coming. No thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Adios.